Hey, welcome back to Training Tips with Pat Quinn, co-owner and head trainer of Champs Doghouse, in coordination with Mount Laurel Animal Hospital. We love you guys. So what we're going to do today is pick up where we left off last week with actually applying the use of spatial pressure that we practice at the food bowl and now starting to use it for everyday practical applications. So I have my partner in crime with me, Sophie. Old English sheepdog, about like 7, maybe 8 months old. So what I'm going to do is approach the door with Sophie. As she walks up to this door, I'm going to stop. Put a little bit of that pressure on there, right? If I'm going to advance forward, what we're going to see, she's going to take that step forward. I'm just going to put that pressure back on, right? So what you can start to work on is that distance piece where you start to slowly move yourself back, and now that she's there and calm, now let her know it's okay to move forward now. All right, let's go. So a little bit of body language to say no, just hang tight, but get a little bit of verbal guidance just to say, all right, it's time to go now. If you're not always talking to your dog, that verbal guidance means more. And so through my training system, we make good use of all communication, verbal just being one of them, obviously body language here in this situation, but there's lots of avenues that you can tap into to communicate with your dog, and a lot of times they end up being overused in common application, just through free affection because your dog's cute, and in a couple other ways, maybe your dogs have inappropriate behavior, and then you have verbal reprimands that are not well timed and don't mean a lot to your dog. So keep that in mind, and I'm going to talk about being intentional with communication in a later video. But let me show you one other example. All right, come on, Soph. Good girl. There we go. Here you go, sweetheart. She comes up to that door. Give her a little pop back on that collar, right? She's walking on a nice loose leash. Now, since she's walking on a loose leash, that little that leash, the little leash tag, actually means something. So it's not a leash correction. There's a big difference. This is being intentional with both the pressure and the slack in that leash. She goes take that step forward. All right, let's go. Simple as that. A little bit of a rough dog has had some a little bit of a roughly trained dog has had some formal training, but this is a new concept for Sophie, but she did great. Good job, babe. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week.